Margaret Manning with 60 and Me. This is the place where women over 60 come to be inspired. My guest today is Ariane Poole. Ariane is a professional makeup artist and is passionate about positive aging and skincare. And we had several questions from our community that I've asked Ariane to help us with. Hi, Ariane.
Hi.
It's so good to have you here.
It's lovely to be here, as always.
Thank you. Well, look, we've got some questions from a lady called Carol, and there's been other people too that have sent in questions for you about skin issues, skin care and skin issues. And this video is going to be about dark circles and wrinkles. Okay. So the question was, when you get these lines from your nose to your mouth, just to the corner of your eyes, between your eyes, what can you do? Is there a product that you can buy that you can put on these areas that will have, that will lift
positive effect?
Positive effect.
Okay. Yes, there are some things that actually do help. Okay. With the dark circles, usually, there's two reasons for dark circles. One is just you're tired, and it can be which I've just found out, it can also be a liver detoxing thing, so you need to detox with the liver. But it can be also hereditary. When it's hereditary, the only thing that you can really do is mask it, because that is coming from long ago. So you can mask it with great concealers, great highlighters, all those kind of things. So we as women are really lucky. We have that arsenal of products that we can use. But with wrinkles and things like that, there's a couple of things that I really like to use. I don't do Botox, I don't do filler, but I like the idea of having a slightly lifted.
You can't walk around like this all the time.
I can't walk around as much as I would like to, but no, I can't. You're absolutely right. So there's a couple of things that I really like to use, and I'll share those things with you. Some of them are a little bit unconventional, but they're cool. All right. One is this one here. This is by a company called Environ. This is a little kind of derma roller thing. It's got little pins. So on a cleansed face, obviously I can't do it now because I've got makeup on. So when you cleanse your face so that there's no makeup on, you can use this. And I use it on my forehead. And I am nearly 60. And my forehead doesn't look too bad.
You've got a great forehead. So do you use it like without a cream or anything? You just use it
anything, just on a clean face, and there's a method that you do. So you do it like this, and then like that, and then like that, and then like that. There's instructions. Don't worry. You don't have to follow my sort of pseudo instructions here. There are proper instructions. You can also do it on here to help with these areas as well. Because what it does is it gives you little pinpricks in your skin, and it stimulates your own collagen to get a little bit of a boost up. So it's your collagen that's being boosted, not something that you're putting into your skin, something that you actually have that has become maybe a little bit sluggish as we've gotten older, because that's what happens.
That was what I was going to ask you. Like, what happens to your collagen that makes
everything slows
down? It's a metabolism thing.
Yeah. Everything of ours slows down. So what you're trying to do is, sadly, this sounds really barbaric. You're trying to traumatize your skin so that it will, I have got to go out there and fight for it. So the other thing I really like, and it was a beauty journalist, Joe Blackwell, it was a beauty journalist, Joe, who told me about my brain.
There's so many beauty specialists.
He told me about this. This is a little Jade Roller.
It's very pretty.
This also too. This one here, if you do this, it doesn't do that much, but it smooths out. And because we are frowning a lot, especially when we look at a screen like this, and so many of us are in front of a computer like this, this actually the relaxing feeling of this on this frown line area, on your what they call the levises, feels just so good. It's almost like having a head massage. So to me, I think this is a really great little thing.
Is it the jade that's emanating something, or is it?
Well, they say that they put tourmaline now in tourmaline into skin cream. So it wouldn't surprise me if any kind of gem things like semi-precious stones, they put some of those kind of things. Yes,
I have a tourmaline ring. Seriously,
they do. They put tourmaline now, and it's Kiehl's that do a tourmaline cream, I think they do a face mist as well, which is quite cool. Anyway, that's really good. The other thing you can use to mimic, or not mimic, but to hide these kind of lines is these kind of pen things. So you do this.
Now this is where we get to that point where the line between skincare and makeup.
Yeah.
What can skincare or skincare products do, and what can makeup do?
Yeah. So makeup and skincare, these were where they go hand in hand. That's why I say if you've got dark circles, concealer is your best friend.
Right.
This here, you can do that. Use that little pin thing. That's a really good thing to use.
Yeah.
But then that's for the nighttime, the pins, the roller with the pins. For the daytime, you just want to put a little bit of concealer or a little thing. Now, I'm going to tell you, my dad told me about this wonderful thing, which I do quite often. My kids think I'm insane, but it really does work.
Well, it wouldn't take much for your kids to think you were insane.
Yeah,
you're kooky.
I put sellotape across my forehead here. Just plain, ordinary sellotape. So I could do this, and then, some Scotch tape or whatever it is. I don't know. And put it here. And if I'm working a lot on the computer, I do it while I'm sitting there in the computer. And what it does is it just stops you from constantly frowning.
Yeah, you refrain.
And I also do it if I'm going to sleep sometimes. I don't do it every single night because that's not necessary. But when you're asleep, your face moves a lot. You can be frowning in your sleep if you're having a sort of disruptive kind of dream or something like that. I have to say, my dad's idea of sellotape on the forehead, genius.
Do you know something? I seem to remember now that you say that there was an actress, was it Greta Garbo or someone like that used to put sellotape behind her ears.
Oh.
So that you could sort of create a little facelift thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure
you're right. We sit there scrunching up. Do you know something else I read, which I think is really interesting, is that when we are on the computer a lot, we stop breathing. And because we kind of hold our breath, and I think, and I often find myself doing this, like you can see, and I don't have big lines between, but I find myself like almost stopping breathing and holding a pose while I'm reading mail or looking at Facebook.
Yeah, because your concentration is gone elsewhere, so everything is being focused to that concentration. So that makes sense to me. Actually.
Okay, so that's great for wrinkles. Now, you said if there was other, just for cosmetic purposes, or for having a picture taken, or if you're doing a video, like we've talked about in another video, that you want those.
Then you need to marry this. The preventative, or the maybe not so much preventative, but the one that you're smoothing out bit with the makeup. So the two have to go hand in hand. You can't expect, what I say to the people, you can't expect skincare to do it all on its own, because it's by the time we get to our age, we've done stuff that you can't completely reverse.
Yeah.
But what we do have is cosmetics to help us with the thing. So again, skincare and cosmetics, they go hand in hand to create a happier us.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. Yeah. So Carol actually asked, I'll read it because it's very funny. She says, does it help to do headstands or other inverted positions to counteract gravity?
Yes. I do yoga all the time.
And
trust me, all the yoga teachers say exactly that. The inversions, like downward facing dog, which is probably the easier of the headstands. Okay,
right.
Maybe not. Carol, if you do headstands, hats off to you. I'm impressed, because I struggle with those ones. But I can do downward facing dog, and they're good. And apparently, doing a couple of those a day helps the blood, because the blood's going this way. It helps. It restores and plumps your skin and stuff like that. And I have to say, when I come out of the yoga thing, I do look like a bright red tomato, but my skin looks fresher and plumper. So I would say yes.
All right. So Carol, we think it does help. So that's, I wasn't sure about that answer to that one.
It definitely doesn't hurt. Okay. It doesn't make it worse.
But I don't want, please, women, I don't want you out there in your living rooms now, sort of crawling up against the wall doing headstands.
So that's why I say downward.
No medical advice here.
Do downward facing dog. It's much easier than unless you're really good, and then I'm really envious, because I'd like to get that good too.
Well, I think we talked about this before in terms of gravity. Gravity isn't a friend if you measure your beauty by lack of wrinkles. I mean, this is us, as we age, we just have to embrace that, things are changing, and that's
why you do things to adapt to that. That's why I say it's all about the positive mindset. It's positive aging. I mean, I don't look at my wrinkles and go, great, I've got wrinkles. How wonderful. I go, okay, right. All right. I'm not 100% about that. Let me see how I can fix that to make it so I don't feel conscious of that. Yes. So it might be putting on a bright lipstick. It might be putting on a bit of concealer. It might be, getting my hair done. Yes. It's different things to different people. Not everyone's going to embrace makeup, so fine. But it's just being comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah. And I think it's also making sure that the inner beauty the person that you see as your inner beautiful self is expressed on the outside, and that there's not things that get in the way. But the final question I wanted to ask you was about these, maybe you've already answered this about dark circles under the eyes, but how do you apply, concealer, for example, to just help with that? Now, are there eye creams that lighten that area?
There's some really nice eye creams around. I didn't bring the one that I've been using recently. It's by Body Shop. It's really nice. Okay. It's got a little ball on the end of it, and it dispenses the little cream out, and you massage it around. It has we're talking about feel. It's all about feel. It has a wonderful soothing feeling, and it feels so nice underneath the eyes. I have to say, I really like it. It's not hugely expensive or anything. It's great. Then you would need to have a concealer of some sort. So I'm going to grab this. What we were talking about, where you put the concealer is here, like down like that. Yeah? So can you see that?
Yeah, not where you think.
Not where you think. If you put it up too high, you're not going to get rid of the dark circle. And then you just don't rub like this back and forth. Because I watch women, they go like this. Like they're trying to erase the wrinkle and erase the dark circle. You can't erase it. What you can do is if you pat it, again, gently, everything that we do, we should be gentle with ourselves. And if you pat it gently, you'll get rid of it or hide it.
I can see that.
Hide it. Yeah.
I was actually going to ask you about this. When I do a lot of videos, I sometimes see that the little lines start coming there. Yeah. And I actually just take a bit of concealer and just pop it there. Is that okay? Yep. Because sometimes when you're on video for a long time, the makeup starts to come apart and you just need to kind of fill it back in again.
Yeah. The other thing you can also do if you're doing video, so some of the community are really active in doing like Skype calls and all that kind of thing. You can refresh it with a little bit of your eye cream as well, but not too much, not as much as you would normally put on. So a tiny little teensy pat and just do that, and that refreshes underneath your eyes over top of your makeup.
Right. And there was something that I remembered you saying about that concealer should be a little bit darker than you normally would think. Like don't make the white ghost thing, the little panda eyes.
Go to the color of your skin, not too light, because the too light makes you look ashy underneath your eyes, which is not a good look on anybody, because the ashy just makes you looks muddy and dirty.
Okay. And then finally, Carol asks, should eye creams be used above the eyes or just under the brow, or just under?
There are different eye creams. That's the other thing. Eye creams are a big minefield. There's different eye creams for different things. I have seen eye creams that you pat here and then you bring it around the orbital bone and it gives your eyes a bit of a lift. It's a temporary lift, everyone. It's not permanent. It's a little temporary lift, but it does work. It's got that little bit of a lifting for, maybe an hour or 2 hours or whatever it is. So, hey, great. Whatever you got, I'm happy with that. Other ones are really only for this area here. But what I would also say is don't put too much on during the daytime, because it can make your makeup come off. Mm-hmm. It acts like a makeup remover because it's quite hydrating, and it's usually more oily because we don't have sebaceous glands around here, which are the oil glands. So it has to be a little bit more oily.
Right.
That oiliness makes your mascara come off and your eyeliner come off. I had one lady that said, my mascara's always come off, even my waterproof mascara. And I said, do you use an eye cream during the day? She went, oh, yes, of course.
Moisturize.
I said, that's the reason why. She went, really? What do I do? I said, well, you either need to switch to a different type, because there's gel ones that aren't quite as rich, or you're just going to have to put on a little bit less and move it down a little bit more.
Yes.
Or not use it.
It's funny. Sometimes when I'm traveling at the airport and you get all these amazing, choices and lots of time, usually, you always go up to the counter and you try different I always try eye creams because I always feel kind of funny trying other personal stuff.
That's where I got my Body Shop stuff. I was at the airport. I'm going, this is very good. Oh, I like that. I'll have that.
Try it.
This looks really. I'm with you.
Yeah, but the point I was going to make is that a lot of times when I look at those products, I look at the ingredients and I see caffeine.
Yeah. Caffeine
and I was thinking, I'll just make my cup of coffee and just, dab a little bit around my eyes, but because
I'm not sure it's the same kind of thing. Although, I was doing a job with the wonderful Cilla Black, who sadly has passed away now. We were in Barbados, and she had really dark circles and puffy eyes because we'd been flying, and she'd been working like a crazy person. And I said, right, we need to get some chamomile tea, and we put chamomile tea bags on her eyes, and it worked a treat.
Wow. Oh, what a nice memory and a nice way to end. What a brilliant woman.
But what a great, I mean, so you can get natural, organic-y kind of things as well if you didn't want to use something. So, tea bags, caffeine, who knows? Maybe a few coffee grounds underneath the eyes, who knows? I'll have to give it a try.
All right, so next time I think we're going to do a little video on homemade solutions because I think it'd be
a great book on that.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it because I think it'd be really interesting for people because, I mean, we don't all have $100 to spend on a expensive skincare product, and half of that goes to advertising and marketing anyway.
But also, sometimes you buy something that's really expensive and it doesn't work, and you buy something that's less expensive and it does work. Yeah. So, sorry, that noise that you're hearing in the background is my dog knocking at the door saying it's dinner time.
He is right on time as well. Ariane, this has been great.
Sorry.
No, this is perfect. Thank you so much. Go take care of your dog. And and again, ladies, if you've got any questions for Ariane or I, please leave them in the comment section below, and we'll do our best to group them and have another session sometime in the future.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ariane. You're wonderful. Thanks so much. Take care.